Congresswoman Bass, Madam Mayor-elect, how's that sound? Has that sunk in yet?
Well, it's sinking in. It's beginning to sink in, but every time I hear it, it's definitely daunting, and I'm just very excited.
We've talked a lot over this campaign and done a lot of interviews, but my favorite interview was the one that we did with your kids. And Yvette, your daughter, told me that last year she came to you and said, you should run for mayor, and you told her, you're crazy.
Exactly.
She's not looking so crazy now, right? I
That's
mean,
right.
how do you wrap your head around this, where you literally thought this could be an impossibility, and now you're actually here?
Exactly. Well, she definitely continues to point that out. But you know, I just didn't see it. It wasn't something that I was planning. I think most people, when they take on something like this, they've thought about it and planned it for a number of years, but I didn't. But what drew me in, as you well know, was I was just compelled to address what's happening in Los Angeles. And so I am ready to get to work and get to work on day one, and I'm going to work extremely hard.
We know this was a contentious race.
Yes.
Rick Caruso, there was a lot of support for him too.
Yes.
And there was an article by Erica Smith, the LA Times columnist, suggesting that he should maybe be the housing czar, and this idea that he knows how to build, and that the two of you as a coalition would really send a strong message to LA. Does Erica Smith have a point?
Oh, she absolutely has a point, and I look forward down the line to working with Rick. Absolutely. As you well know, we had a fine relationship before, and I viewed a political race like an athletic competition. Both teams fight against each other as hard as they can, but when the race is over, it's over.
Have you guys spoken since that concession call, and would you consider him for a big job right now as part of that administration?
We have not spoken since then, and I'm really just trying to pull my administration together. So whether or not, you know, he would even be interested in a big job, you know, we have to see.
Seems like one of the only big-time Democrats who didn't endorse you was Governor Gavin Newsom.
Yes.
Have you spoken to him since this?
We have texted each other, but I haven't spoken to him. But we actually are arranging a call with each other right now, because his text message to me was definitely saying he wants to be helpful, and I need help.
What actually changes, though, in real people's lives on day one when you take over?
Well, on day one, a message is what people will hear. But I will lay out a 100-day plan, and that 100-day plan will involve identifying some of the most challenging encampments around the city and getting those people housed. I think it's critically important that people visibly see a difference. It's not just enough to tell them that something happened, that something has changed. They need to be able to see it, feel it, and touch it. And so one of the things that I want to do as part of the 100-day strategy is to have a robust communication plan so that people are told as it is taking place, so they can drive down the streets and see a before and an after.
So your first priority is cleaning up encampments?
The first priority will be identifying some of the most challenging encampments. I'm not saying they're going to go away in 100 days, but I am saying that we are going to target throughout the city a number of the most challenging ones and get people housed, not just move them away, because that's something that has always concerned me, and you know that.
When you put that hand on, I guess, the Bible or whatever you swear in on, and you take that oath and you become the first woman and the second African American, and people see you in that role, what is that moment going to mean to you, and what do you think that moment means to this city?
Well, I hope to the city it means that we can have a change and people can be hopeful, because our city has been in a situation that is negative, and it's just been one hit after another, whether you're talking about what happened in city council, what people see on their streets, the fact that it's so difficult to live here. So I hope when they see me that they feel a renewed sense of hope in our city. And for me, it is a tremendous responsibility, and a responsibility that is daunting, but a responsibility that I'm just extremely honored that I'll have an opportunity to have.
And we'll have our full interview with her Friday at 10:30 on The Issue Is.